Steve Smith's a legend, but he's kind of a dick. I'm going to be honest.
I love
he's
it.
kind of a dick.
I love it. I mean, he has to. He's got that Chihuahua energy.
This is a man who was upset about what a reporter said about the way he played the game, and found him after the game and tried to fight him in front of this reporter's family. Like,
as you should. What else do you do as a man?
He disrespected you.
He said, I had a bad game. You're about to have a bad night.
That was a bad article. That's why.
If I can't sleep, you can't sleep.
My guy I'm going with that's going to help you make this run, and he's free, especially in your redraft leagues. He's not on rosters, right? And we're going to connect it with Steve Smith's former team.
Okay.
Adam Thielen. Welcome back from your injury, Adam.
Right.
Came out and balled out. 10-plus targets on only 70% of snaps this week. He had 6 targets on 50% of snaps the week before. 100-plus yards this week. Bryce Young has looked... I mean, it's night and day how different he's looked since he came back from getting benched.
That catch in the fourth or
that one-hander?
Yes.
Disgusting. I mean...
Pressure's coming and a high throw. And a one-handed catch from Adam Thielen.
3rd down and 5. Critical moment. Facing the blitz. Just give your receiver an opportunity.
Yes. Disgusting. I mean, Adam Thielen he's still a consummate professional. He's going to go out there and he's going to get the job done, whatever's needed of him. Mm-hmm. And obviously, he's not the same guy he was 5 or 6 years ago. He's not going to be a top 10 wide receiver. But I think this is a guy who, at minimum, you can flex the rest of the year and just say, okay, I got 8 to 10 targets. And it's a team that's going to have to pass a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, the Panthers aren't going to be in games, just like the Browns. They're just not. Mm-hmm. The only concern I have with Adam Thielen is they play Philadelphia this week.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the matchups are going to look like, where they're going to play him. Obviously, Thielen moves around a lot, and they like him in the slot. I expect Leggett to be on the outside, as always, so we'll probably get a lot of Kenyon Mitchell. But, I mean, the Eagles don't flip sides on defense, right? Their corners stay on the side, like their own side. So the Panthers have the ability to put Adam Thielen in positions that are advantageous for them more so than lining up against Mitchell or something like that.
That's where I think they'll be fine. I think they're still gonna. People still find a way to get yards on those cornerbacks. They go through them, so they go through the zones and stuff like that. Yep. Adam Thielen's is a zone breaker, I feel. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just a guy who knows the soft spots in zone coverages, and he reads them perfect. And if Bryce can keep up what he's been doing the last few weeks against a team like the Eagles, it could be great for Adam Thielen going the rest of the way.
That's funny because we can probably just tie it in because my guy was going to be Bryce Young. And
I love that. Because
I've always believed in Bryce Young.
You're a Bryce guy.
And I think the end part of the year, I think he's kind of figuring it out. He's getting comfortable. And also, another thing, this week is going to be tough because it is the Eagles. I don't think he's going to do too well this week. But then you got Dallas, Arizona, and then Tampa Bay, which all are pretty good defenses to play. And that's both good for Adam Thielen and Bryce Young.
And especially, I'll say this with Dallas and Tampa, they're like bad defenses.
Yeah.
And especially Tampa Bay, I mean, that's lining up as, championship week for some leagues.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's huge. If you get to that point and, you have somebody who has such a golden matchup.
Yeah.
Especially, Tampa can score too. They're going to put up 30.
Yeah.
So you have to pass. You have to keep up. It's excellent. He's, Jonathan Brooks is back now, so that's another dump off option. They used him a little in the passing game this week. Finally got him a little more involved in his second game.
Poor Chuba.
Chuba's still a dog.
That freaking fumble.
Yeah, just literally not for him. But fumble. He has the untimely fumbles, just like Tyrone Tracy, where it's he just killed the whole game with that fumble, dude.
Yeah, you might fumble twice, but you lost because of those 2 fumbles.
Yep, exactly. It's tough, but
you know who wouldn't have fumbled there? Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders only got 3 yards.
It wasn't the Super Bowl. It wasn't the Super Bowl, so he wouldn't have fumbled.
We only fumbles in Super Bowl.
Yeah, twice. No, I think Adam Thielen's a great pick. I picked him up in another league, and I picked him up off of free agency. So
absolutely. And your redraft leagues, not even if they're if you're in a 12-man redraft league, he's probably out there. Maybe not right now. By the time you see that your waivers have went through and everything, but if he's out there or you have the ability to get him, I think you can do it pretty cheap and easy.
He really should have been picked up as soon as he came off the IR.
Yeah,
because that's when I picked him up.
100%.
And because I was and I played him right away because I didn't have any other options. I had some bye weeks and stuff like that. But worked out really well.
Yeah, no, that's I mean that's another big part of it is this is such a huge bye week, super heavy bye weeks for a lot of really good fantasy players.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me for him to have a top 20 week, top 15 week, maybe just based on there's way less competition.
Yeah.
So he could be very important this week.
And even look out for him to be available again in bye week or in the free agency because like I'm about to lose out. I'm about to not even make playoffs. So I might just drop Adam Thielen because I don't know what he's going to be next year. So I might drop him for some of the injuries that are coming back and stuff like that.
And that's another good point is, if you're in a dynasty league, I know a lot of people are kind of getting away from trade deadline. So if you don't have a trade deadline and you're looking at Adam Thielen, maybe, you're okay this week and you don't need the bye week fill-in. You can wait for him to play Philly and say, okay, he only had, 5 for 44 or whatever. Yeah. And if he's on a team that's not in the playoffs, they are trading you Adam Thielen for anything you will give them. Yeah. All right, 26th third. Give me Adam Thielen for the next 3 weeks. And who are they to say no to that at this point? Trading like a 34-year-old wide receiver that the only value you can even look at him for is points. And you're getting something like draft capital that has actual value. So you can get him cheap.
Yeah, and like for Bryce Young, dude, I mean, he put up 20 against KC, which is good defense. It's
a very good defense, and he played a very good game as well. Like that came down to the last drive of the game.
Yeah, and then again, 28 points against Tampa Bay, and again, that's quarterback 8, but he's playing them in week 17 again.
Yeah,
so that's going to be.
I mean, week 17, that's championship week. Yeah, that is absolutely massive.
So, and with a lot of these shaky quarterbacks like Anthony Richardson and like Jameis Winston, I mean, I know you like Jameis Winston, but I'm even playing Bryce Young over Jameis Winston this week.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's fair based on matchups, just depending on what you.
Pittsburgh? You're gonna play Jameis Winston? Crazy.